So what I heard is that you just stepped into main character energy. Yeah, you're no longer watching the movie to your life. You just stepped into the shoes of the character that you want to be in order to shapeshift, mold, and change your reality. That's absolutely insane. You've realized that life doesn't lead you, you lead your life. And every decision that you make and every choice that you make drastically changes your entire being. And that is so powerful where you are in your life right now, because a lot of people don't think about their lives like that. A lot of people don't realize that we have more control over our circumstances than we may know. And when you live your life in a certain mindset that life is happening to you and not happening for you, then you start to feel like you're overwhelmed, you're depressed, you're sad because your life is not turning out the way that you want it to. Well, of course it's not. When you're acting as an extra in your story, in your movie, and you're not showing up in the main character energy, of course it's going to seem like your life is just happening to you and that you have no control over the things that's going on around you. Of course it's going to feel like that. Of course it's going to feel like that. But right now what I'm getting is that you have stepped into the energy where you have fully realized that I am no longer going to be an extra in the life that I'm living. I am no longer going to be an extra in the movie. Ooh, crack my neck, had to crack it. I'm no longer going to be an extra in the movie. I'm going to be the main character. I am giving main character energy only for the rest of my life, not for the rest of the year, not just as a New Year's resolution, but for the rest of my life. I'm going to be giving main character energy only. You have to give main character energy in order to step into your desired reality. Now, I want you to imagine this. You're sitting in a movie theater. You're watching a movie. You ever made commentary based on the movie that you're watching? You telling the character everything like, you shouldn't have did this. They shouldn't have did that. Well, in hindsight, if they would have known that they were the main character in the movie all along, maybe they would have made the decision to show up a little differently. And I think right now you're realizing that, hey, wait, I think you're waking up and realizing that, hey, I actually do have a little bit more control over my life than I realized. And you know what that control involves? It's crazy because it's the opposite that you need to do. You need to surrender. When you surrender, that means you're controlling, but you're not controlling. When you step into your design role, let me give you an example. When you step into your design role and you start feeling the feelings of that you have everything that you already need right here in front of you, and you start feeling those feelings right now, you start feeling the love, the success, the abundance and finances and whatever you want to feel, right? That's suited for you. When you start feeling those things right now, that's surrendering. That's relinquishing the control over to God, to universe. But it's also controlling your reality because you're no longer trying to control in a sense that's devastating to you. Your control is to surrender. That is one of your greatest superpowers. And I hope this is not confusing you. We control our realities by aligning with the frequency that's meant for us. When you're out of alignment, you feel depressed. When you're out of alignment, you feel stressed. When you're out of alignment, you feel anxious. That's what happens when you're out of alignment. Disease occurs because the body is at dis-ease. So energetically, you're at dis-ease because your soul knows you're not living in the version of the reality that you're supposed to be in. Right now, you're either acting as a extra or a spectator of your own life. And I'm going to need you to understand that you co-create with God, the universe. You co-create with the universe. You're not separate from the outside source. If everything originated from one source and it was all derived from the same source, right? If it was all derived from the same source, that means, guess what? You're a part of that same source. So you co-create with that universe. You have a mother and a father. You come from both of them. You are made of 23 chromosomes over here and 23 chromosomes over here, and you come together and you make 46 on average, right? You're a part of the two beings that brought you together. You're not separate from them. And that is the same with with God, with everything around us. You are not separate from it. You're one and the same. And I'm thinking that, and I'm knowing that actually, that you're starting to realize that you have more control over this reality than you may have realized. But what we also have to remember is that we may have the choice to make certain decisions in our life, but we don't know the full outcome of it. Let me give you an example. You may want a certain partner with certain attributes, and you think it's going to be this particular person that's going to give you it. But little do you know, it's going to be somebody over here that's completely not who you expected it to be, but it's going to be greater than you even imagined. And that's on tea break. Ooh, you always know you got to get a sip of tea. I'm drinking on that bitter tea today. I always love me a good gut cleanse. And maybe that's a sign right now. You need to cleanse yourself spiritually, physically, and mentally. The gut is sometimes the place where all disease is derived from. So make sure you're cleaning out your gut. I feel like somebody needs to hear that. You need to detox your gut because your dopamine's low. It's not really being produced because 70% of your dopamine is produced in your intestines. Did you know that? Yes. Your intestines do a lot. Nutrient absorption, dopamine creation, immunity protection. It's all of that. But not only do you need to physically detox, you need to mentally and spiritually detox. You need to detox yourself from those limiting beliefs. You need to detox yourself from that anxiety, from that depression, because it's not in alignment with who you truly are. In order to get to where you want to go and to be in the desired reality of where you want to be, you have to shed all those layers. You have to delete that version of yourself, and you have to step into this main character. You got to kill that other character off and create a whole different character. Don't try to change that character, make that character better, try to upgrade. That's what shadow work is. It's like you're trying to upgrade this old character that really, you just throw it in the trash. Just throw the character in the trash, completely just delete it. And what you need to do is create a whole new character. And you're like, how do I delete myself? That's a good question. You delete that old version of you by deleting the fears, the doubts, the disbeliefs, the lacking confidence, the anxiousness. That's the way you delete the old version of yourself. You stop attaching yourself to things that never belonged to you in the first place. None of that belongs to you. None of it. It does not own you. It does not claim you, so do not claim it. You are much more than any of those feelings. And all that trauma and all your wounds. No. They don't have to be who you are right now. It's a beauty in learning a lesson from things that we have went through. And it's not saying ignore those things and push those down, but it's what it is saying is that stop letting it be your identity. Stop letting it be like the leading factor in your life. Well, I can't do this because I'm this. We can't do that anymore. We're in the season of main character energy only. Main character energy only. Main character energy only. Okay? So you're not a spectator in your life. You're the main character. And you may not have realized this before, but you're realizing it now. You're realizing that I no longer want to be an extra in my own story. I want to be the reason why my life unfolds in this beautiful and magnificent way. The funny thing is I watched this show, and it's one of the perfect examples for what I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it, so I won't say too much. But it's called I always mess it up. I think it's not called Black Box. Dang, I didn't forgot the name, but I'll put it maybe in the description below. But basically, it's this guy, and he's a scientist, and it's about quantum physics. So what he does is he creates this box, and what he says is in the superposition. Without getting too nerdy and too deep, right? Basically, this box allows him to access different realms and versions and reality of his own freaking life. Isn't that crazy? So when you step in the box, it creates a corridor, and the corridor has so many infinite doors. And the interesting thing about it is when he walks down this corridor, he gets to decide which door he's opening. But the thing about it is, depending on the reality that he chooses, is dependent on his mind at the time when he opens the door. And that's what I want you to think about your life as. You can shapeshift your reality. This movie's be telling us what we can do. Our gifts as human beings, we're very well gifted. And if you're watching this video in this collective, you're very well gifted, because not a lot of people are even going to understand what the heck I'm saying. And if you understand what I'm saying and this is resonating with you, you have gifts. And so when you're walking down the corridor and you're deciding what version of reality you're going to be stepping into, it's your mind that's going to control what version of life you're going to go down. Okay, do you understand me? It means that if you're negatively depicting where you are right now, that is what your reality is going to unfold as. Does that make sense? There's no way you're gonna be living where you want to live, being in the relationship that you want to be in, driving the car that you want to be in, being in a purpose and career or wherever you want, if your mindset isn't aligned with those things. And I want you to understand that even if you aren't ready for the role, even if you aren't ready for the role in the movie, you still have to step into the shoes. Do you get that? You have to step into the shoes, meaning you have to start behaving like your desired reality is already here. You don't wait till your desired reality is here to step into the role in the shoes of the things that you would be doing when it is here. You start doing those things now. If I know that I want to live a dream life where I'm working from home, I can make money passively, I have to start doing the things that version of me would be doing. I will be waking up early. I will be putting effort into the things that I care about that will be aligned with that version of me. And I always love to make the gym analogy, right? Because when you go to the gym, guess what? You have to show up and you have to be that version of you that you want to be, even when you aren't seeing the physical results. Does that make sense now with the other thing? It's the same thing. Even though you're not seeing the car right now, the finances right now, the career right now, you're still showing up mentally, physically, and spiritually like it's already here, because you have to walk in the energy so that it can walk beside you. It has no choice but to align with you once you become in that energy, and you can't have any doubting or negative belief set. Yeah, I might get those finances one day, but I don't know. There's no doubt that can be there. And a lot of you may be wondering, because I love love. I don't know about you. I'm going to make more videos about love. I really do. I love love. We are love. You are love. It's crazy. But like, relationships are the perfect example as well, right? A lot of people want this unconditional like love, right? That a love of a lifetime, a fairy tale. A lot of us do, right? And while at the same time we have limiting beliefs about even getting it. So you tell me, how are you going to draw in the person that you want with those limiting beliefs? Because you're going to draw in people, but it may not be who you want. For sure, it probably is not going to be the person that you want. And that's on tea, okay? Tea break. Always drinks you some tea. It's probably not going to be the person that you want, right? So, in order to be in the life that you and I want to be in, what we have to do is align ourselves with that frequency, is align ourselves with those actions, and how that version of ourselves will show up. It's just like the movie I mentioned. When I close my eyes and I meditate and I pray on it, and my daily thoughts are aligned with that energy, that puts your whole, once your mind, I'm telling you, once you put your mind in the energy of abundance, of love, of prosperity, your body follows suit. And guess what follows suit after that? The universe, because you are a cell. I'll always love to say this. You are a cell in the body of the universe. So once you, as one of the cells in the body, reacts and aligns and shifts and changes, guess what everything around you is going to do? It's going to shift and it's going to change. It's crazy to think about. But you gotta do a little something for the universe, for God. You gotta step into the energy. You gotta be in. Listen, nothing is coming to save you. Nothing is coming to miraculously gift you everything that you want. You're not waiting for anything, because everything that you desire is already yours. Do you understand that? Everything that you desire is already yours. You just have to step into the energy of that desire, of those desires. It's already yours. You don't have to chase. You don't have to beg. You don't have to plead. You don't have to work too hard. That's what I'm really learning. I'm a Taurus and a Virgo moon. Sheesh, you already know I'd be trying to work super hard and extra hard to get the things that I want. I don't need to do that. When I tell you I'm stepping into the energy of that everything works out for me, number one, and number two, I'm going to spend the rest of my day never working a day in my life. I don't work, I create. You don't work. You shouldn't have to work. Is that even... No. You didn't come here to work. You came here to feel good and to create stuff. You came here to create. What do humans do? Create. Make babies. What is that? Creation. And when you pour out your art, you pour out your arche, you pour out your gifts, people who like to paint, people who like to dance and sing and can make stuff with your hands, or sew, or make a program, and whatever you like to do, genuinely from your heart, where time can fly by and you could be like, wow, I didn't even know I was doing. That's creating. And that's exactly what you came here to do. And I just want you to tell you are stepping in the energy of creating and no longer working. You're stepping into your main character energy. You're no longer allowing your life to just happening to you. You're allowing your life to happen for you, because you're making the decision to start stepping into your main character energy, because that's what you deserve. You deserve the life that you desire, and you deserve to be living in abundance, because you are abundance. It doesn't need to come to you. You're not waiting for anything. So I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that you are life itself. You and the Creator, God, universe are one. You're not separate. The Creator works through you, and the Creator inside of you cannot work through you when you're not in the alignment. It cannot function through a vessel that is depleted. It cannot function through a vessel that doesn't believe, that doesn't have faith. So that's the message today, and that's the tea. Oh, and then by the way, before I get off of here, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. We only got 1 minute left on the battery, but you see, I cut my hair off. The locks were falling off the bone. The locks were falling off the bone. So I had to surrender, and I had to let it go. And I think I'm messing with the short hair anyway. So, but I'll see you guys next time on the Ladder Jah. Ashe and amen. See y'all later.